Hello, brother. As promised, I will be wearing 3 different origami hats throughout today's video, and I will use that time to tell you what I did last weekend. I went to Chicago for a blues dance event, and I'll explain more about what that means in just a second. I flew into Chicago midway on Friday afternoon, and then I took an hour-long train/metro ride to get to where I was staying, partly because I'm cheap, partly because it's a quiet hour-long tour of the city from above it all for $3. So why would I choose to drive or ride in a taxi instead? On that ride, I realized that while I really don't like New York City much, I really do like Chicago. Both skyscrapers and single-family homes that are unapologetically old and ornate. It's such a cozy aesthetic that the new buildings are apologetic about looking new. As I got farther from downtown, I watched the piles of litter by the train tracks and freeways go by, and I started wondering if you gathered trash from the sides of freeways in a bunch of big cities and made an art installation from each one, would you be able to recognize which city was which just by its litter? I think long train rides have a way of making you think thoughts like this. Alright, so what is a blues dance weekend? What was it that I was doing? Brother, as you know, I've been swing dancing for many years, but as of late I've gotten kind of bored with it and a little fed up with the clickiness of the community, both here and in other cities. So last summer, I started dabbling in blues dance and got very hooked. So what I went to Chicago for is an event called bluesSHOUT, which is a weekend of workshops and classes all day long to improve your dancing, but also to teach you about the history and culture of blues dance, and make you a more informed member of the community. And then dances all night, first with live music, and then DJ'd music until 3-4 in the morning, every night. There are also competitions, the prizes typically being free weekend passes to similar events elsewhere around the country. Now, I didn't take a lot of pictures or videos at the weekend itself because there were professionals doing that, and I have links to some of the cool competitions, more info about the event and all that under the rectangle. One video I did take, and I want to show you here, even though it won't count against time that I'm wearing a hat, is the last dance venue we went to, which is called Salvage One. It's an antique furniture store on the bottom floor, and the second floor is this cool venue that they rent out for things like this. And it was super fun to be in that space. Okay, backing up even more, what is blues dance? I'll do my best to treat it accurately but briefly here, but for more and better information, I put more links below. What we call blues dance today is actually an umbrella term for a whole bunch of individual vernacular and idiom dances that are all danced to various types of blues music. Vernacular dances means that the dances evolved naturally as part of the culture of a particular community. As a result, they're always in flux. The dances are constantly changing and evolving over time through today. An idiom dance is a snapshot of a particular dance that was done to a particular type of music at a particular point in time in a particular place. So for example, one of the classes I took this weekend was on idiom dances from Chicago specifically that developed through the years. Some examples being one step, the strut, not to be confused with struttin', which is a different dance, the stride, Chicago-style steppin', or just steppin', which is not technically a blues dance, but is from Chicago. Typically at a blues dance today, you'll see people mixing and matching from all different styles and dances. And speaking of blues dance in the present day, I've just been more and more drawn to the blues community since I started trying it last summer, because I've found that the people who are attracted to blues dance as opposed to swing dance are much more my type of people. Specifically, I'll put a link below to a comic that talks about what makes blues as a community these days so great. So anyway, that was my weekend. Brother, I hope you're feeling better, and I'll see you on Sunday.